G'day, I'm Warwick Schiller, and once again I want to show you some other stuff out of this book that I've talked about before. It's called The Nature of Horses, and what I want to talk about today is that there's an experiment they did on horses where they had to they taught horses to choose which symbol of each of 20 pairs would bring a food reward. Okay, so they had 20 pairs of different symbols, and they taught the horses which one of those, if they touched it, which one will bring a food reward, which one wouldn't. It talks about how horses learn and how they learn compared to other animals, but it says here, if horses are not always too quick on the uptake on these formal learning experiments, studies at least confirm what trainers and horse owners have long known, and that is they have excellent memories once they manage to learn something. A horse taught to choose which visual symbol in each of 20 pairs would bring a food reward was able to remember them all on retesting. A donkey put through the same paces learned only 13, and a zebra only 10. But with the horses, retests at 3, 6 and 12 months showed that horses had little loss of memory as to which symbol in the pair was the right one. So they tested them at 3, 6 and 12 months and they could still remember. It says here, the ability of horses in all of these experiments to generalize or learn how to learn is a reflection of what we might loosely call problem-solving ability, which is yet another aspect of intelligence as we usually understand it. In the test described above, the horses seemed to learn after the first few pairs of images what the game was, the one that one or other would lead to a reward. Learning the correct symbol in subsequent pairs went more quickly as the test went on. And a real life situation related to that would be like where I teach horses to hook on in the round pen over here. That's the place that, for me, that's where horses learn how to learn. That's where I first start to teach them that when pressure gets applied, if they can figure out if they change what they're doing, that pressure will go away. That's really the start where they learn how to learn. Over here in this round pen behind me, we have a, let me just lay down, but he's a 4-year-old warm blood stay that I started last year, a little while ago last year, I think. But anyway, he's been turned out in pasture for a while now, probably 6 months. So he's had less training than he's had turned back out in pasture. And what I want to do right here is go in and work on getting him to hook onto me again. Now, initially, I spent quite a long time teaching him how to hook onto me. And so let's test this theory here where it says retest at 3, 6 and 12 months showed the horses had little memory loss if they were taught how to do it in the first place. And I'm sure he will not have forgotten how to do this. And this comes up a lot where people say, you know what, I used to be able to catch my horse but now I can't, or my horse used to get in the trailer and now he won't. Usually those horses were not systematically taught how to get caught or systematically taught how to get in a trailer. They just happened to do it and they go, oh, my horse got in the trailer, you must know how to do it. So this is about teaching your horse over and over and over. But let's go over here, we'll go over to this round pen and see what he remembers about hooking on. So like I said, this horse has been turned out for 4 or 5 months. They just went and caught him out of the pasture this morning, brought him up here and just turned him loose in the round pen. I thought this would be a good opportunity to see how well he remembered the stuff he remembered. So, this is totally cold turkey, hasn't been coached on this at all. And when I first started with this horse, he was a really nervous, run around, put his head over the fence, look at everything, scream and holler sort of horse. So anyway, we'll start here and see what happens. So I'm just going to get this here. So point, ask him to go. Okay, so he went when I asked. I'll go ahead and point, kiss. Good, he lopes off. If I step over here, he should just roll in like that. If I point, ask him to go, he should go the other way. If I point and kiss, right there, he should canter. So far, after 6 months of not doing this and having done it for less than 6 months, so he's had more time away from this than he's ever done it. It's not too bad. Now, he's still a stallion, remember, and he also had a lot of separation anxiety before when I first started him. You might have noticed a horse just walked past right there. He never took his left ear off me. See that left ear's cocked towards me? He never took that left ear off me, really. He was really thinking about me the whole time. So I'll step over here. He should just roll in there. Have him go over there. Nice lead change. I'll step over here. He should just roll in there. I'll have him go over there. Now I'll just step over here. He should roll in, and if I don't tell him to go, he should just stop right there. Perfect. So far so good. So this horse, I didn't go and catch him, someone else did, but this horse should be easy to catch in pasture now because he's been taught how to get caught in the first place. He was taught every day how to get caught. You know, when I'm working with young horses, this is the first thing I teach them, and every day I start out with this and then do the next thing, the next thing. So right now, I should be able to walk off around here like this. He should step over behind and follow me like that. Now there's a horse going to walk past here in a minute. I would expect him to keep following me and not pay any attention to that other horse, even though he's a 4-year-old warm blood stallion. Should just, I'll walk this way because that horse is over there. There we go. So that's pretty darn simple. I didn't have to retrain him, I didn't have to go over it again. You know, now see, he looked over there. If I step over here, there we go, he should just follow me. You know, horses don't unlearn stuff when they're turned out in pasture. Unless, of course, they didn't really get taught it well in the first place. They just happened to by chance, do it a couple of times, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's a really good example right there of what we just talked about in that book. You know, horses learning how to learn, and once they learn those things really well, retest them at 3, 6, 12 months, they don't forget it. So just think about that. If you have trouble with your horse where they keep forgetting things, it's quite a possibility they hadn't learnt it properly or very well in the first place, because they really should not forget good training, good solid training. Anyway, hope that helps. Talk to you guys next time.